drink.
And we're live. Welcome to the Nagroni album release with me, Heinbach, and Ayjay Nils,
Hello.
who played on the record, together with our friend Jamie Lidell, who is right here at the stage.
Hello.
I always have to.
Wow.
Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm all right, yeah. I mean, we've been discussing the slightly annoying and boring reality that I'm actually feeling like bum. But, here we are. And, I must admit, I'm envious of your actual Nagronis. I think I've got a ginger and lemon.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a hot toddy, as you mentioned
Hot
earlier.
toddy, yeah.
Should make a NyQuil version of
But
this.
when you drink a hot toddy, you just drink a hot toddy and then you go to bed. I think that's the way this is supposed to go. So don't have it later, not now.
Exactly. I'll have it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for doing this. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah.
I see
Hello,
some
everybody.
Good familiar faces out there
Hello.
on the chat.
So yeah, we are drinking Nagronis, which is our version of a Nagroni. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And that's because that's the name of the album. And how did we come across that name? I don't even remember. Any one of you
Well,
remember?
there was a lot of Nagras involved.
Oh, yes.
That's the starting. Yeah, that's the starting point.
It
It
was
all about
it was
the Nagra.
I mean, for people who don't know, Heinbach has a large collection of Nagras. It's very impressive.
How many?
I don't think I've ever seen so many, and it's a wonderful thing. If you're going to collect something, I think Nagra is the thing to collect.
I agree, and
yeah.
you can make because especially as I noticed, like 2 Nagras are more than 2 Nagras.
Yeah.
2 of the same. You can do so much more with 2 of the same Nagras than you can do with like 2 different ones. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And how many did we use while we were recording? At least 4. Was
4.
it 4? Okay.
I think.
1 for each of us, and then the master.
Yeah, and the master recorder.
And to tell you what, that was an important point because we all had like kind of mono machines, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense because we are 3 monos.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a nice limitation and a little bit of stress that the tape gives, a performance stress. Because when you're recording on a computer, it's often an endless recording essentially. But with the reel, it was like a 7-inch reel, wasn't it? And it was just like
We had
the
7
length
minutes.
of that. Yeah, that's it. 7 minutes. Got to sort of make it count. And this, I think people maybe they talk about that sometimes, but it's important. Just the limitation of tape kind of like makes you sort of up your game. It's a bit like with analog photography. When you've only got 36 shots in the chamber, you're not just going to shoot willy-nilly. You're going to try to think, is this the shot?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want this one or not? And I think there's a digital age. You kind of get quite kind of lackadaisical. You just sort of just hit record all the time. It's fine. But this was nice. Very focused on the tape experience. It's a hugely tapey affair, actually, which is wonderful.
It was 3 tape machines plus the tape echo running into a stereo Nagra all in the same time.
Really? I didn't even realize there was
Yeah,
tape
it was
echo.
everything together, and then. Yeah, and that also forced us to like really play together. I think that was the cool thing. And manipulate the tape loops. We're doing sound on sound with manual manipulation.
Exactly.
That was a lot of fun.
I mean, the sound on sound is worth mentioning because not only it being on tape, but that you would get every 7 or 12 seconds a repeat of what you had played or sang. And as the endless reminder of everything that you've done, whether it was good or bad. So it was really the extra kind of focus that was required for this, which was great. I loved it.
But luckily it was also fading. Like every pass made everything fade more and more and more, which was a cool thing. It sounded
Very
really
cool.
nice. And
You introduced something to me that I'd not tried on the Nagra, which is funny with these things. They seem so obvious after you've seen them once, but I'd never thought to run the tape in the way where you could use your finger to like push the tape onto the erase head manually.
Yeah,
if you
punching
run
quietness. Yeah.
You can kind of position the tape path in such a way that it sort of by default is not over the erase head. So essentially you are getting sound on sound, but by just pushing it on, you can erase what you've done. And I think there was a piece where we were we were working on that kind of whole principle of removing that, and it's such a good one. It's such an interesting one, and then you know, I took that little lesson with me. I said those tape. It's another thing to love about tape. The little kind of, you know, bits of wisdom and techniques that have been passed down over all the ages of tape users. It feels like a nice thing to discover and go, oh, I see. You know, as you did with the flange and, you know, with all of the phasing, there's just like a million little details with tape that's just, it's just a wonderful thing. It does make me want more Nagras, of course.
Yeah.
Santa. All I want for Christmas.
I mean, I'm settled with Nagras now, I think. I've got all of them that I need, and I've got all I need for live, all I need for touring, all I need for recording. I think it's good now. So, but one thing, we have to, the actual reason why we're here, I think it's because we're doing a listening party.
I know, that's it. It's been good, guys.
We're doing a listening party. No. We'll talk over, it's a perfect record to like chilled out to, but we also want to listen to the record. And the record is out on digital, which is pay what you want, on Zy Records, and also on tape. But the tapes didn't arrive in time because it's Christmas time around here, and the guy, I was looking at the update of I could see like they even turned it into a sled. So instead of like a car,
sweet.
So you could see the sled coming, and it was stuck 8 stops in front of you, 6 stops, tour stopped.
And then it
disappeared. It disappeared because it got too late. Driver had to go home.
Maybe the driver's just jamming it right now. He's just like rocking it.
He's probably selling them himself.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's just flogging them out the back.
To be honest.
Yeah. So now the
special.
tapes are not here. So I did one thing. I recorded the album again onto a tape, onto the stereo version of the Nagra at 7.5 IPS. So it's going back to where it belongs. And we're gonna listen to the album from the reels. And at the end of this, we have 2 of them. We're gonna give them away to anybody who stays around this long, and we'll figure out something like a nice question or something, how we're gonna give it away during the whole process. That's like
you're giving a Nagra away as well, right?
No.
Just kidding.
Oh. Don't tempt they are gonna take the for.
I know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Tapes. Reel-to-reel tapes. Signed by me and by Ayjay. And if you ever see Jamie, you can ask him to sign it too. Then you'll have all of us. So because right now we're in Berlin, and you are in.
I'm in Nashville, but you notice that we're not going to forge my signature, which we certainly could have done. This is a crew of we're principled. We're a principled trio.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to like take this slow because this is very loud when I move this. Okay. Good. So now I'm gonna put on the tape. Whoa. So this is side A. Screw it on. It's not really necessary when it's lying like this, but I think it's better because these little silver things are a bit expensive when you lose them. So I always make a point.
Have you lost them before?
Back. No, because I know how expensive they are, so I always make a point of putting them back on.
Yeah, I got one machine and they kind of got engraved. Someone like did a lot of engraving on the actual thing, and it always annoys me because it looks kind of shit.
Oh.
So I was thinking, how much are they? But now I'm not going to bother looking because I know.
You can also 3D print them, I think. And for the E versions, they also made cheaper ones out of plastic, the export version.
This little piece.
Yeah, this little nut.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so now we're going to start the record. And I need to get the track list, actually, because now I don't have the cover to look at. So I have to look at Bandcamp to give you all the names of the tracks.
Remember what the names are.
Do you always have a bit of lead-in tape on your tapes?
The tape, that's to say that's old broadcast tape. So on these, I bought like secondhand broadcast tape because that's the cheapest way to get decent tape that's only been used once. Yeah. And on this was Planet Moscow from Mikich Sonia. But these have all been cleared. These have been like put into the big wiping magnets, so it's all clear.
But still a bit of history there.
They're all erased. So now let's listen. Should be coming in a second. We see how the levels are.
Feels like I'm watching that show, How It's Made. Watching you load that up.
That's the pilot tone. I made a tone, so you can align your tape machine.
Here we are.
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's not like playing slower or faster, you know?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. But I only made it on side A, so side B is probably, you have to. Cool. So, music louder, maybe? Just a touch?
Yeah.
So that's faders on that big mixing board. You see fader...
Nagra.
No, the one that's...
This one?
The one next to it. This one, and the one right next to it. I think it's a 5 and 5 and 7.
This one.
No, the ones that are open. I'll do it.
You do it.
I
don't want to touch anything in the studio. It
Don't
scares
touch
me.
my levels, man. So you just let me know if the levels are good. I'm gonna up them a little. How is that?
Yeah.
It's getting better.
That's good.
Yeah. It's getting better.
Start to feel the
So we are streaming.
vibes.
We are streaming in stereo, so you should be hearing stereo. Sometimes
Yeah.
YouTube does weird things where it's not stereo transmitting. Depends on regions, I'm guessing, but I don't know. So Jogging House has a bit louder.
Yeah.
Jogging House,
Jogging
let
House.
us
That
know
was a
how it
while.
is now.
That was before you turned it up.
Oh, okay, cool. So the frogs. The frogs. What were the frogs again? I think I've got the frogs here. These were the frogs. This is one of the frogs.
Oh, you. Oh.
I hate that one.
That was almost very bad, but it was great.
It's fine. So I got another frog.
Oh, this is the head of the frog. Popped right off.
Yeah. That's because it's not functional. So it doesn't have a functional head.
That can sit with our
Like this has a
Nagronis stuff.
functional head, this frog. Or basically, this is one of the teenage engineering choirs.
Yeah.
A little speaker in there, and those are all these robot voices on the album. And the way we started out was Jamie came by, and we set up those things, those robots, in my
Outside.
backyard. In my backyard, we took a Nagra and a Sennheiser set of microphones, like with the,
So you recorded it.
and also like the teenage engineering field, and we played.
That's
We
right.
played those things, and
So you can hear a little
There's-
bird noises and the odd,
you hear-
the odd shout from the neighborhood.
But the loop, is it from your own samples that you played in
no, it's from
in the field,
these
or
robots. It's those robots.
They have
and
their
the
own
music.
sounds?
Yeah, those robots are
Okay.
making the. When they
so
pitch
there's-
low, they do these extended techniques kind of things.
they're synths basically?
Yeah, there's vocal synthesizers, and they're both wonderful and very crappy
Yeah.
because they forget that they are like supposed to be a band together. So then they turn into they just start belting out like classics, like Christmas classics and public domain songs when they lose connection to each other.
Really?
And I watched the
funny.
footage because I cut a reel like a back sound, like a little backstory. And there I was constantly hitting them because the way you turn them on and off is by hitting their head, which looks really violent. But I was getting also frustrated. It's also a thing.
Stop plugged in.
Yeah, but it's because
Very
I turned them
beautiful
off
object.
physically.
Yeah.
The wood,
Super
everything,
nice.
the woodwork is wonderful. I just think like they need a big update on these, then it would be wonderful. But for this record, we made 4 loops with these, I think, right? We just tried to make very, very sweet loops,
Oh,
Jamie,
yeah.
as far as I remember.
It's very true, yeah. I forgot that there were loops.
They were very nice loops. Very, very nice.
Yeah, that was on one tape machine. There was one of the for the 4 tracks that we started initially, because some of these songs are recorded live, but this one
Yeah.
we had like a loop playing of what we recorded outside, and we would add to it. We would add like other instruments. There's this doo-doo-doo-doo. I think there was something you did.
I think it was one of that interesting machine you have with the microphone.
Yeah. The way behind there's a.
A wild thing, that
Yeah. Oh my God. What's it called again?
wonderful thing.
The variophone. The variophone.
And it makes these kind of very natural sounding tones. Like a little
Yeah.
flute almost. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's one of-
great, that thing.
It's one of the nicest analog like brass synthesizers and woodwind.
Super cool. And you can kind of talk into it. And I can't remember all the other sounds on it though.
Yeah, I think, but that was one. And that's here. That's
Is that you?
viola.
Viola,
It's
a viola.
Yeah.
It's not a teenage engineering choir member.
Thank you, Paul. Just looking at the chat, who's there? High press any key. The dinner money met from Teaching Machines here. Wellspring endorsement. Aha. Okay.
That was me. Yeah.
Wellspring. I was curious about the Wellspring because I'm a huge.
Lovely thing.
I'm a spring. Jamie, guess what spring reverb I got? Like 2 weeks ago.
AKG.
Yes. Which one?
The X20.
Yes.
Bravo, Jamie.
Congrats. I bought one for €300 and sold it for the
okay.
same price when I left Berlin in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liebe Grüße aus Köln.
It's not the kind of thing you can buy for €300 anymore, is it?
No, but I was happy to get it at a decent price. So it was like very decent price, and it will cost almost nothing to ship it to me. It was perfect. But I still haven't turned it on. It's been there for 2 weeks, and I because it's not something you can easily like just turn on. I think you need to like set it up.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's a pretty simple device actually.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's large.
Yeah. It's large. It felt like it came, and I felt so stupid for having it because it's so big. But then again, I know
There's nothing like it though. It sounds absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, I just wanted one good reverb in my life.
Yeah, you got the.
What is this track? This was from the live show.
Yeah, this is from the live show.
The EP is it's what we did 4 tracks in your studio, and then we played live the next night.
Yes,
and there are excerpts from the show.
Yeah, so this one is called Eel, and it's just a 1-minute piece where you can hear Jamie's voice.
Oh, this is going to get really fun.
You know, I didn't have a looper for the show, so I think you gave me the Coca Quantus to try, and I've never used the thing before. And I felt like that was my initiation ceremony into the world of the Coca.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Live.
Yeah, I felt so sad that we didn't bring the big filter for you, the big filter bank.
Oh my
filter
God,
bank.
We should have done that. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was magical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some choice pieces. Singing through that is a real treat. That's a
track 3 already.
No, that's again the choir. And I think in this track, if you listen closely, to the side, I think you can hear like, I think there are your keys jangling, Jamie, because you were walking around with the stereo microphone, like I had the stereo microphone pointed there, and you were walking around and jangling your keys while I was playing.
Yeah, you don't get that with direct recordings.
No, you don't get the atmosphere.
Not these days.
Yeah. But one thing, and then you played the piano over this very... That was cool. Yeah. I realized I'm missing a lot of footage because I have you playing piano, but I didn't record every little bit because we were so in the moment that sometimes I just forgot to turn on the camera, which is always like...
It happens.
It happens,
right?
But it's sometimes when you're in the moment, it's hard to remember, and you don't... Sometimes they just get in the way, but then when you're like collecting everything to try to like tell the story, it gets in the way of it. It's sad. It's sad.
Andrew Peckler vibes. Do you know Andrew Peckler?
I don't know who Andrew Peckler is. Steve Reich comes to mind. Wow. That's good.
That's not bad. I'll take that.
What key were the keys in?
G double sharp minor.
Definitely the white keys.
The white keys. The white keys. Only white keys. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
everything in A minor and C major.
I've noticed that when I play piano still, I'm pretty much in the white keys.
Oh yeah.
No.
Should we turn up a tiny bit?
Music. Does the music need to be louder? Maybe just a touch. Yeah. Maybe turn it up just. Oh, I can hear you.
These two.
Yeah.
Stefan, it's these two, no?
Yeah.
You can hear. Yeah, and I was singing into that interesting Coles mic as well.
Yes. Maybe we just put up the music for 1 second, loud, make it loud, and then we quiet, and then we are a bit quiet, and then we talk again. That was...
When you listen to Jamie, you can really hear how he, throughout the whole EP, how he, with that filter bank, how he's really... You hear a lot of just only highs, only mids. You were having a lot of fun with that filter bank, I remember.
Yeah,
I might say, you were in love, maybe I could say.
I do. I was in love with that. I mean, you can... you can scream extremely loud, but if you've just only got one band happening, it's just like...
And it helps that filter bank also distorts like a guitar. So the guitar pedal, like...
it's so cool.
Yeah. But I have to say, this is... It's like you gave a lot of emotion into it, but the filtering process, you like took the emotion out and like only had it in points. So you like microdosing emotion. At least that's how I received it.
Yeah. It does make it kind of more sad somehow, because it feels more like a kind of distant recording, and I think that sort of there's a sort of
I remember us for this one we did a bunch of post-production to get it to the point, like adding the bass. I think that's the Hona bass, the Hona bassette that gives like the really low.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
soft
thing.
Bass. This is talking.
It's your kids telling us to be quiet. It's bedtime.
Yeah, my daughter was yelling at us for being loud in the kitchen. We
were
mixing drinks. Yeah. We were mixing drinks and she was like, "Leise!"
That's a good one.
The filter bank that we used was the EMS Analyse Filterbank B1. No, B2. Entschuldigung.
Don't even get me started on that thing, man.
Oh, this was the end of our show. This was a very nice moment.
That was
when you took you put half tempo on the tape loop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we kind of hit a stride at that point, didn't we?
Yeah, we were like
right when the show ended. It was
we're getting the hang of this now.
Yeah, we were like a band at this moment. Right at the end of the show, we were playing at Patch Point, and then at some point I stopped the tape loop, and you immediately like flipped like in the second and also stopped. And we had a perfect, like the tape became such a playable moment. Yeah, they come back again.
You grab the tape with your hand.
The funny thing is, like the recording I feel doesn't translate like the moment how it felt on stage. And then you started singing. Oh my god, that's unedited. There's nothing edited there. How did you do the panning? Oh, the cocoa probably.
Yeah, one side.
It feels acoustically amazing, but also feels like the early experiments of BBC Radiophonic Workshop with tape.
It's the filter bank.
With the classic. GTVJ, thank you. Oh, Scott Campbell!
Oh, hi, Scott.
Hey, nice to see you.
Where do party at?
Where do party at? Right
Clearly
here.
was
with
just
them and
asking.
not with me. I'm honey and lemon and
That's a party.
yeah.
That's because you are not in Berlin, huh?
Wow, you're right about that, man.
Yeah.
Man, you
But
can see, look at me. I look bloody, you can see the pain I'm going through. Look at this.
You're fading. You're fading. Okay, cool. So that was side A. Side A finished just now.
That's a nice side.
With the unfinished returns. That was that track. So now I'm going to rewind this tape. In the meantime, Alan, could you do another
Time for it's
Nagroni?
time for Nagroni number 2.
Oh,
Number
bloody
4.
hell, guys.
Sorry,
Make yourself a tea, okay? You'll feel like you're included.
You feel right as rain.
right as rain. I'm gonna bring the
I'm just going to be in the brutal
Okay.
sunlight.
We're in the nice dark here in Berlin. But Jamie, when you get into like into music, like tape was still very much a thing, right? Like recording in the studios was still on tape or was already still not.
No. Well, it was MIDI. You know what I mean?
Of
When
course.
I got started, it was just all Atari ST, and it was all MIDI. You
But
do
that-
the whole, and that, yeah. When that came along, it was amazing. It was like, oh my
But
god,
that still has spooling times, right? You still need to spool.
yeah.
Yeah,
quite
so that's
quick now.
something. Oh, okay, yeah, because this is like now we need to wait for spooling, and I think that's actually such a nice breather.
It
I really
is.
enjoy like this. I mean, this.
your glass.
Ah, my glasses.
Actually, I worked with this really good mix engineer, Renaud Letong. He's still going. He's just started a new thing actually, and he would have on his modern Pro Tools system a kind of little tape transport, and it would actually take a little. He would make it so that it took a little bit of time to rewind. So he'd do a pass of automation, and then he would like press the fake tape rewind, and it would take a little minute because he's like, you need that time to think about what you've done. Like it's really important. You can't just jump back into it and go straight at it. You kind of need to reflect on what you liked about what you just did, what you didn't like. I thought that was an amazing little bit of insight. And
That's
obviously
smart.
that's from someone who came from working in the tape world before. And sort of, yeah, that was one of the little weird benefits of it, actually.
Yeah, but one thing that I really know. Okay, I need to get my microphone back in position before I start. I'm sorry, I'm off mic now. I just wound this correctly. Good, almost ready. So no, but that was one thing because, I mean, I've always sucked at like using controllers. You know, like MIDI controllers for like controlling a digital audio station because the end mouse and everything is quicker. But I have now this little motorized fader controller, which I really like. And I could use so well recently because I was working on this film score and the director was here and he said like, can we scrub through the film? Ooh. And I was like, yes, we can now actually. And because this has a scrub wheel, you know, so you can just
cool.
dial through like the whole soundtrack and the whole film and just so we don't miss anything. And
What
I
kind of
was
controller
wondering-
is that? Is it Da
It's
Vinci
the-
one?
No, it's for like music. It's the so
Icon.
scrubbing through the. It's called Platform M. Platform
yeah.
M. It's cheap, like cheapish, €350 for a motor fader control. That used to be like impossible. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
And yeah, I could scrub through the film. That was so helpful to just go like boop, 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 and.
Yeah.
And just that makes me like really appreciate it. And since I'm not mixing usually more than 8 tracks, I mean, this is just leveling a little 8-track thing here is another thing of my mind. I think it's really good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, motorized faders. You know, I had an idea for motorized faders. Perhaps this is something for Sam. I always thought it could be a nice thing to do, to put tape heads on the motorized faders, and then put tape down, above, and then you could kind of control the position of the tape with the motorized fader.
That's very cool.
But you'd have to have a long motorized fader. If you had a really long motorized fader, then that'd be really interesting, because then you could do like various speed recording. You could do like back and forth. And I thought, you could do like a drum machine, so you could have them like fast firing off these like sounds. You could just record like tones and
Did you see the stuff he did with the tempo phone that he's working on?
The pitch shifter.
Yeah, exactly. The tempo phone. It was so
incredible.
Cool. It was so cool. And I love that it all came out of a misunderstanding, or like me misunderstanding how the machine worked, because I thought, this could, because we're like trying to pitch down vocals live on tape and get that sound. And I showed him the tempo phone, and he just built it. Of course, it was never meant to be like a live pitch shift. It was meant to be added to a tape machine, and he just did it, and it's super cool.
It's incredible.
I'm still like, I'm talking to like people at the Musikinstrumentenmuseum or people at Südwestdeutsche Rundfunk to like get my hands on a working tempo phone and work with that. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to get these pieces all running. I'm even talking to like, I really want to try the original to see how it works, because the main thing is like to get good tape heads for these things, because he did it with these little cassette tape heads, and now he's doing one, I think, with copycat tape heads.
That should be all right.
Yeah, but back in the day they did it like with like real high quality, like
yeah.
So, and that's another thing. And
maybe the EchoFix guy could hook us up, hook you up with a few tape heads.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a super good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
He'd be down.
So let's go to a bungalow.
There was a question here from what was the last track of side A? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Is the sound of side A being rewound quickly?
Okay. You mean like as a bonus? Because
that would be nice.
I had a little bit of the sound of rewinding. I mean, that's also another thing that you lose out, and that's something that I noticed when I was working on that record with Sam, the latest one we did down in my cellar, and I had this TX machine. And we had the heads of the playback, so we had the tape running by the playback head really fast, because we loved the sound of it. And of course, the old heads, they said, don't do that. You'll just wear your head quicker. And I was like, yeah, but we got so many cool samples out of that, and so many cool sounds. It was just so enjoyable, like. But of course, it's not good for the heads to run.
It won't be on the end of side A, though. Am I correct?
No.
Unfortunately.
No. So now let's go to a bungalow.
Heads are pretty strong now.
Yeah, they are.
The Nagra repair guy I have here in town, True Audio,
Audio legend.
He just uses his fingernail on the tape head to see how it's doing.
Wow, that's cool.
And it puts the demagnetizer straight onto the head, touches it, tips from the top, from the inside. Like he's like, these things are strong.
Oh, it's super good.
Way stronger than you think.
Yeah, I think the Nagra is like, even when I did my phasing and my flanging experiments, people were like, don't do this on the Nagras. These are like jewels. And I'm like, no, these are also workhorses.
Rocks on it.
This is the power that this motor has is unreal.
This was a track that was without a tape loop, no?
That was just us playing.
Just playing.
Was this the one where we explored the idea of disintegration? I think. We play something and then we disintegrate it?
Music louder,
okay.
Did it end up going in reverse or not?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's a very quiet track, by the way.
I'm playing the guitarette. You're obviously playing the viola. And you're doing beats, I think. With the filter bank. You're doing...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Is that what that sound is? With the filter bank?
Yeah.
Like that? Brilliant. And it was so nice with the sound on sound to play with myself, just ricocheting the bow and then like making a kind of chorus of violas. That way it was. I don't get to do that very often.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an overdub. The bass. That's an overdub.
Don't say that.
Why not? It's cool. Like, the good thing is, like, we used, like, because this was not supposed to be like a jam record. It was not supposed to be like, yeah, it was like, that's the same thing. Jamie, we talked a lot about Can and how they did a lot in editing and everything. So we value production.
Yeah, sure.
So everything had, like, and this has production in the end.
Yep.
We did some cutting, we did some adding. So it becomes something that's delectable, while the core, it's a wrong.
I like that. I like the electable. Yeah, the electrical is very good.
I'll take it.
But it's the core of it is played live, but then you just shape it so it becomes really nice. So we didn't have any bass.
It's true, we had no bass.
So now we added bass.
Yeah, I've been running into that. I've kind of created a little station where I can like improvise, and I realised that bass is quite hard to
Improvise.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know what it does. It really works well as an overdub, doesn't? You can really. It's a bit like when you do a painting and you can add that like black outline around certain things.
No.
It just gives the you kind of like add that intentional mark.
Yeah, it puts a frame around it.
Yeah,
So it gives it a root note, because, I mean, the root note is suggested, but when you can feel it. And I think for bass, in this one, we just used that old Philips sine generator. Just a little sine generator. The Philips one was really cute. I think that it pulses is its misfunction, that it's not working as it should anymore. That's why it pulsed.
It's a beautiful thing,
A little bit of bass can go a long way. I mean, I had a brilliant music theory teacher who showed us that you could play clusters of chords on the piano, which sounds like noise, but then if you put a constant strong bass in there, just a bass tone, then it's functional suddenly. It's constant, it's you throw a bass line like this here, then it kind of, as you say, pulls it all together.
Yeah, that works with low and high notes, I often find. Like, whenever I want that context, just put a high note. Like, if you've got something that's really, give it a high note or give it a low note, and then suddenly you can do very weird things. It's a bit like actors on a stage, like doing weird stuff, but there's a frame of reference, there's lights, there's a stage, and that it helps. It makes things more...
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that with a high note, though. I've never tried that.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, it's cool. It's really cool. It works like such a tension thing, and that's something that a friend of mine, like, he told me, like, when he was like it. When I met him, he was hi Philip, if you're watching this. He was like a black metal dude, so he was completely black metal. Played in a band with corpse paint. Then we didn't get along at that time. Then I met him again, and he was doing like a big room trance in Poland.
Wow.
And then I met him again, and he had been to an LA, and he was like working for this hip hop label with the ant as a logo at some time. So he was like completely psyched out, chilled out. And then he did like techno promotion in Berlin. He's like been through so many like changes. We ended up producing like 1 or 2 tracks together, where he like put his DJ knowledge in and just said, put a high note over everything. It's gonna be cool. I said, okay, yeah, I did it. Okay, yeah, it creates tension. He said, yeah, it's very stupid, but it works. I was like,
I know what you mean, actually. Yeah. Having an ostinato, so you have like one note which anchors different chords and kind of pulls any chords, no matter if they have nothing to do with each other. You hold them together through a high note. Yeah.
You should know that's your range of your instrument.
Sometimes.
Although I suppose in a lot of the music, exactly. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
We usually stick in the safe territory, but sometimes.
The safe territory. Alan, by the way, plays for the Berlin Philharmonic. So
one of the local orchestras of
one of the local orchestras.
One of the many local orchestras of the city.
Absolutely crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's totally bananas.
Ich flippe aus from sharp accidental. Yes.
What?
Ich flippe aus.
Ich
Sharp
flippe aus.
accent,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Me too.
Love from Belgium. Everyone is well here, I think, right now.
Yeah,
No, Jamie's not
I'm
well.
well.
Jamie's getting.
I'm
He's gonna have
not
a hot
well.
toddy. He's gonna get a hot toddy.
No,
Speaking
it's,
of which,
it's still
cheers.
it's still early days. Cheers, guys. Yeah,
Cheers.
it's only 3:11 for me.
Oh,
If I hit hot toddy now, it's going to be,
yes.
I've got to go
Bedtime
back
at
to
5 o'clock.
I've got to go back to the looking after my son and stuff because actually my
Oh.
wife is way sicker than me.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, it says we're all sick at the same time. It's quite exciting.
Yeah, that's usually it's like delayed.
Yeah.
It's like, bup, bup, bup.
Which
little
is
bit
worse in a way when
Which is
it's
worse, yeah.
when you're all sick at the same time, then you can just all be a mess, like
We
equally
know,
at the same time.
yeah.
It's almost easier, almost.
Yeah, but this morning I have to say I was like, I was like, okay, I had a session here with our Cosmos, wonderful. Then I was dead tired, and I was like, I felt like the weight of the whole year on me. So it's like I've been wanting this. I need to break. I need to break. I need to break. But then, oh no, I need a Nagroni actually. That's gets me right back. But then, oh my god, this beautiful track. That's one from the live ones.
Is it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it sounds, we shaped this so much.
Yeah, we did some overdubs.
On the live stuff too.
Yeah. On this one. Because we like felt the value of it.
Yeah, but it
Just
was
needed to add more value.
Yeah, add more.
Cold Acre, you're welcome. Wires plugin. I use it myself all the time too. It's on my second aux.
Oh yeah.
This is the banger.
That's the hit. Forest Voices. Why did we choose to make it track 7? I mean,
Good
this
question.
Is
Who decided that?
like, I don't know. But this is like such an easy track because it has again this choir.
Such
going
a nice
chung,
loop,
chung,
man.
chung. And then we've got the percussion loop. And the trumpet from
That's
the
it, the
brass
little-
synthesizer.
That's a very convincing
Such a
trumpet.
peculiar thing.
And that's, it's the way also Jamie played it, but the way this thing sounds is amazing.
Yeah.
It has like this hyper reality to it.
Yeah, it really
But-
does. I think it's great.
That's just, for me, this is like, that hits, because I was asked recently, I played in Istanbul just last weekend.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
a young musician came up to me and said, I've just started and I'm making loops and I wonder, like, I'm getting bored with them. Like, how can I move them to another thing?
That happens.
And then I was like, my first answer was like, yeah, if you go like to a subdominant or something, or you resolve to another key in harmony. But then I thought, no, maybe your loop isn't sweet enough. You need
Definitely,
to make a loop that's as sweet as something like this, not to toot our own horns, but this is a sweet loop, one you can just listen to forever.
What's it? You gotta give yourself the test of more than a couple days, and after 4 or 5, 6, 7 days, if you still want to just listen to it, then it's maybe
it's just
a
a
good
sweet
loop.
loop. You just to make this sweet loop, and that's
so
why
it
like,
happened to me all the time in my old loop shows because the whole show was loops, and so and it was all just like total improv. And yeah, some loops expand, and some loops kind of contract, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Some loops just kind of just keep going. It's kind of it is a magical thing.
But
This one was
did
so
you, from
easy.
your live shows, did you then record those live shows and make from those loops tracks?
Not very often, I'll be honest.
That's
I
the
do-
same thing.
Yeah,
I
do have
struggle
a lot of
with.
those. Yeah.
When
I don't know. I kind of a couple of times. There was a couple of things that led to songs, but I kind of just I liked the moment, and I didn't really. Maybe if I was working with other people, it would have been more easy. But I think to do it on my own, I found it hard.
because you're too personally involved with the loop, and also the
Maybe.
moment was good when it was on stage.
Yeah,
Because that's
exactly.
one thing. I've got these moments on stage where I'm like, this is perfect. This is just a moment from improvisation where it's like, this is great. And after the show, everything is done. I'm thinking, oh, I remembered that part, but it feels like, no, this was in the past. I just need to do something similar better. But that's like,
right.
but still, it's kind of stupid, I feel, because how many great or good things can you make? It's kind of limited sometimes. I
know what you mean.
Somebody really hit it when you were like, you hit it, and you tested it on an audience and they liked it, and you're like, I should have done more with that, and I'm regretting that. But then, I don't know. It's like, it's also nice to just leave things fleeting.
It's exactly what I wanted to say. To leave things that it's not enough. It's better to leave it not enough than too much. You know. And sometimes it's better to have a moment that, oh, I wish I could have sat on that a bit longer and held it out, but maybe it's better just to have it be so that you're always craving a bit more of it.
Yeah, but
it's
also...
I think trying to work out how to kind of bring into the editing process the same kind of joy as the making.
Yes.
Because when you're making, it's so fun and you're like really generating these things. But then editing it can feel very cold. You know?
I'm so happy to work with Ach Cosmos.
Right.
Like she is a fiend of an editor.
Amazing.
Like it's like we record tracks and then I'm like, would you like another cup of coffee? Yes. And then I go make the cup of coffee and she's like editing the stuff that we did, and then I come, it's like, oh my god, yeah, she picks the perfect spots, edits everything in time, and she's like and it's wonderful because she's a great editor and she realized the power of it. The only thing that now, like, she tells me, like, when I'm like, I get a good sound and then I want to try another thing, she's like, no, you have to hold this for 2 minutes. And so I'm like, okay, this is my life now. So today when we're recording, I just put like a little cable on the keyboard, so I didn't have to just press the button anymore. But yeah, so think about the editor. Yeah, so but yeah, that's good. If you work with someone like that, it's a gift.
Yeah,
it is. And they talk about Can. I mean, that was Holger's role, it seems.
Yes.
I mean, he did train with Stockhausen, so not too shabby.
Yeah, mega. Michael Manning, that's a cool guy. Like, he makes beautiful music also. So, nice to see you here, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
I think it's Manning.
Manning, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's at the end of the show. End of the record, I think, right? That's Pub Job.
Yeah, this was a bit from the live.
That's from the live yeah.
show. This is the last track?
That's the last track, yeah. You were playing beautifully there.
Well, thank you.
But it sounds like your viola sounds so
far away or something. Yeah.
Like underwaterish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, well.
You have your delay.
To defend myself, I didn't know this was. I didn't know these bits were gonna go on the record. So I just had my like cheap pickup. It's on the pickup and then through the Mogerfoger delay.
Yeah.
The analog delay, which is a beautiful delay. But and then I don't know. I don't really remember honestly what.
Everything sounds like it's run through a Mellotron or something.
Yeah.
So true.
But it's a vibe, you know. It's not clear frontal, but it's. As a violist, I'm happy to I'm happy to sit in a little bit between the passenger seat and the back seat, and
Yeah, but you two guys are duetting.
I know, it's really fun. It's like almost like it does reminds me of a drunken walk home kind of.
Yeah,
it's kind of what it was like.
Exactly. That's why it's called Pub Job. It's like you have a job in a pub, and then after your shift you go home. I think that's the vibe that I felt. That's why
I thought it meant something else, but I'm not gonna.
No, it's very innocent. I said this is a family channel.
Yes, you did.
There are a couple of Nagronis in. You got
that's the
whole.
That's
record.
it. That's it.
Oh, it's a sweet little record, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's really got its little it's got its coherent mood.
Somebody said they were listening to it on the train, and it works really well on the train ride with the sounds on the train. I can imagine it's a good record to listen to on the train. If you got your cassette player with you. That is.
No, I really miss that now living in America. They don't really have good trains here. It's a lovely place to listen to music, isn't it? Train.
Oh, this is a great sound.
I need my own like equivalent.
Like a car. Like cars tied to each other.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You could tie
So,
cars.
I know it seems a bit strange, guys, but in order to create that train experience,
We need to tie our cars together
and go to the same place.
at the same time. You mean like make a train?
yeah.
Hello from Den Haag. It's a lovely record. Thanks for sharing. Thank you.
Very
Luke.
positive crowd.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It is.
Absolutely lovely. Thanks for showing up,
Beautiful.
guys. I'm fading into the sun again.
Yeah, Jamie, if you want to fade for real, I
Yeah,
think
I
you
might
can.
have to, guys.
You can.
It's been a pleasure. I wish I was more with it.
Yeah, okay, but
But
we
the
need
music
to like.
suited my mood actually.
Yeah.
It's not only good for trains; it's good for the sick.
Good for being sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
The music is good for the sick.
So we've got two more things to do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
The first thing is, so this is available right now on seilrecords.bandcamp.com. I put it down there as digital, and digital is name your price. If you can't afford to buy anything, just download it for free. That's completely fine and wonderful. Share it around with your friends, let everybody know. That's the best thing. And if you can afford something, give. Also wonderful, beautiful. And then there's tapes. I think it's only a edition of 100. I think we get like 10. So there's probably, I can check how many tapes are still there. Maybe Boris can chime in how many are there. There's not many tapes left, I think.
That's pretty great that it's on tape.
So there's only, I think there's probably like 30 tapes or something left. So if you want a tape, get it now.
Now.
Get it
40
now
left
on the
says
Bandcamp.
Jogging House.
Yeah, 40 left, perfect. So get it on the Bandcamp. And I think
How about this, like, the quiz?
Yeah.
Give
Oh,
away-
the quiz. Oh, there's one guy that does press any key. I just realized all of your patrons, Heinbach, Jamie, and Boris. Beautiful. You don't have a patron yet. Okay.
Yeah.
But you should check out Ayjay Nils also. He makes
Yeah,
beautiful
great
music.
man.
So
Thank you.
So
Please check me out.
so that's his your electronic.
Not just viola,
Not just viola.
by the way.
I forced you to play viola.
Yeah, but
That's
which
it.
is good. It's usually what I'm better at.
You were asking me like, should I play anything else?
Should I like bring my synth?
Like no,
No,
just
dude, no.
viola.
Yeah. And when people are begging you to only play the viola, that says something about what else you're doing.
Yeah,
But I was happy to play viola. For sure.
but it fit also really well with
It worked. It was nice.
Okay. So now we need to figure out who gets. We've got 2 slots, so we get 2 possible winners for this.
Yeah.
So we've got Nagroni B, and we've got Nagroni A, somewhere.
Isn't that it?
Oh
No.
we'll find
We
it.
lost. We lost one of the
Nagroni
tape
A.
sides.
So we need to come up quickly with a quiz. Jamie, have you any ideas?
I quite liked your idea of the fifth entry. I think that's quite arbitrary.
Okay, let's do that. Okay.
Kind of strange.
Okay, the 5th person to write Nagroni in chat gets side B.
This is going to be interesting.
The 5th person. And Boris,
it's so
I need
cruel,
you,
isn't
Boris, I need you to be
start.
in charge of this. I need you to be on top of this.
Oh, 1, 2,
We've
3.
got
Oh,
4,
Jesus.
5. Oh!
Hanging-
No, it was
No, you fucker.
you did it. Oh, dip.
Sorry.
But that's wait. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No. Es geht
Anna.
nach oben.
Who is it?
It's Thomas now, surely.
Who is it?
Thomas.
Thomas
aus Köln.
Where's Thomas?
Oder?
Yeah, I
Right there.
almost got
Thomas
it.
is correct. Is it correct?
I think
Everybody,
so.
are we agreed that it's Thomas?
Yeah, it's
1,
Thomas,
2,
Thomas.
3, 4, 5. Thomas, show. Yes. Okay, Thomas,
Let's give a round of
Thomas.
applause.
You won.
Yes.
Congratulations.
side
Excellent
B.
stuff. Now
Side
you
B.
just need a Nagra.
Exactly. By the way,
cursed gift.
and Stefan is selling a Nagra, by the way.
No, I'm not.
So no, I'm just kidding.
No.
So if you wanna play
no
the
Nagra
thing that you
jokes
won-
here. No, all
Sorry.
are mine. All
No
Nagra
bad
belong
words and
to
no Nagra
me.
jokes.
No. So this is. I'm just gonna write Thomas from. So it's Thomas.
Thomas aus Köln.
How's
glaub
that
ich.
going to work? Just Thomas.
No, I'm just going to like this. No, Thomas, please write me, and you can do it via the contact form on my website, heinbachmusic.com. Okay, heinbachmusic.com. Write me and reference that you're Thomas. And yeah,
How many people are gonna? Never mind. I'm not gonna give anybody.
So hang on a
ideas.
minute. That was the first one. We've got another one
was
to
the-
give away.
we've got another one to give away.
The sixth person. No.
I mean, this works. What could, but not other than Nagroni, like Pub Job.
Maybe we could do like the fifth person to do like answer a certain math problem correctly.
No, that's too much.
That's
Math
not fun?
problems, I can't
That's
do much
fun.
coding at this time. Let's just do an.
Maybe the crowd has some suggestions for what we could what we should ask.
No. Okay, let's. Okay.
Doch.
No. That's funny. It doesn't show. Okay, people are like, oh, that
People
doesn't
are
show
trying
the
to refute
screen.
it. It's fake news. It's fake news.
No, math is
No,
fun.
look, Thomas got it. He says yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. So, okay, let's do another one. So, the seventh person to write Pub Job gets side A.
This is crazy. I've never been so privileged to have fun like this in my life.
Nobody's writing Pub Job, but I think
No, they don't
that's
want
the
It's
thing.
it's coming.
It's delayed
Watch.
here.
No.
Pub
No,
Job.
everyone's waiting for the first person to write it, and then they
No,
go crazy.
But they're all writing it wrong.
You have to write it correctly.
You have to write it as it is on the record.
Is it with space?
So we get one who did it and with no question mark.
Pop job
no
is
question
doesn't count,
mark.
and Aaron
No question mark.
is not the correct
Boris, you
spelling
have to
either.
check that it's correctly written as it is on the record.
LOL is not the correct spelling either. But is it with space or not with space? I mean,
Yeah, that's the people have to find out. They have to go to the Bandcamp to find that out.
well, I think we probably had 7. What did you
No,
say? 7?
that's all wrong. Like we don't have enough, I think.
Show me how it looks.
Wow, this is quite a hard taskmaster on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Splunge?
Look, Yeah, you know how Pub Job is written.
I don't. Can you just show me secretly.
Oh yeah. So
Like
it's written
someone's gonna
exactly. It has to be written exact. Oh, I see people writing exactly
With the same capitalization and everything?
Exactly. Everything is to be correct because that shows you interest.
SpongeBob. Very. Maybe we should send it to SpongeBob.
No, but not SpongeBob. Okay, please. Okay, Boris, I'm gonna leave. So this one, Boris has to check who did the correct one. I'm gonna leave it to Boris, and he's gonna announce it.
And
Sorry,
maybe the
Boris,
seventh
but
person to
Patrick,
write to try to write Pub Job should get something like I don't know.
No, I don't. No.
I'll send you something. Write to my. Never mind.
Gentlemen,
Also, write to everybody. Write to Heinbach's.
Okay, let's say goodbye to Jamie
I
in the
must
meantime.
leave.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Jamie.
Jamie. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Get well. Get
Thank
well
you.
soon.
Yeah, get well,
I
man.
need to get well.
Bye.
And
Remove from
he,
stream.
and
So,
he walked
okay.
out of our lives forever.
So let's wait until the final call from Boris is in.
What did he say? He said Epilov?
I think. Epilov. You think or you're sure? Be sure. You have to be sure about it. Oh, why does it? Do you guys see?
Is that from me?
No. Yeah. Do you guys see that?
Epilov. It seems like it's been bestätigt.
Epilov. Okay. Cool.
Congratulations, Epilov.
So here it is. Nagroni. This is side A. I found it. I just put it there. This goes to Epilov.
Quite sure.
So again, write me via the contact form
What was that one more time? Maybe?
on heinbachmusik.com.
Like MUSIK.
Yes, Heinbach Musik. Very German.
Very German.
So, okay. Perfect. So these belong to you.
Congratulations, you too.
Okay. So I think, and that's it for this stream. Thank you all for being with us. This was wonderful. Get the record on
Cheers, everybody.
Bandcamp and listen to it everywhere and tell people about it. That's the best thing you can do.
Exactly.
And thank you all. And we'll be seeing you soon, I hope. Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Goodbye.
It's not ended yet.
Bye. I know, I'm waiting for you to end the darn thing.